Let's call this meeting of the Aurora City Council for February 11, 2025 to order. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Alderman Barrero.
Here.
Alderwoman Garza.
Here.
Alderman Masiacos.
Present.
Alderman Donnell.
Here.
Alderman Franco.
Here.
Alderman Seville.
Here.
Alderman Tolliver.
Here.
Alderwoman Smith.
Here.
Alderman Bugg.
Here.
Alderwoman Bade.
Here.
Alderman Lash.
Present.
Alderman Warman. Mayor Urban is present.
Alderman Bugg requests permission to participate remotely per section 2-80 based on a reasonable anticipation of an extended illness.
Second.
Is there a motion? There's been a motion made by Alderman Masiacos, second by Alderman Smith, to allow him to participate remotely. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries by voice vote. And just for the record to reflect, Alderman Warman is not with us today. He is in Alabama watching his son-in-law graduate from Warrant Officer School because he's going to be a helicopter pilot. So let's give Alderman Warman's son son-in-law a round of applause and thank him for his service. So hopefully when Alderman Warman comes back, we can all thank him in person for his son-in-law, his daughter's husband's service. All right, is there a motion to approve the appointment of Sergeant
Second.
Garza? Motion made by Alderman Smith, second by Alderman Garza. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries by voice vote. Mr. Muhammad.
Yes, good evening, Mayor and City Council. Tonight, leading the Pledge of Allegiance is Aurora's own Super Bowl star. Kansas City has Patrick Mahomes, Philadelphia has Jalen Hurts, and Aurora has Aiden Zwick. We can all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And leading us in the invocation tonight is Pastor Buki Ajiboya from the Redeemed Christian Church of God, King's Court. Thank you.
Father, we thank you today. We bless you for life. Thank you for your faithfulness. Thank you for your goodness. Thank you for your love. Thank you for counting us among the living today. Thank you, Lord, for Aurora City. Thank you for this meeting. Thank you for everyone that's made it here. Thank you for being faithful. We worship you, Lord, in Jesus' name. Thank you, Lord, for your love over this city. Thank you for the peace that we enjoy. Thank you for the love that gathered us together. Lord, we invite you to this meeting. Lord, take preeminence in the name of Jesus. Take absolute control in Jesus' name. We pray, Lord, at the end, Lord God, will be glorified. This place shall be a place of peace. We declare our government, Lord, will reign in peace. This government will live in joy, in gladness of heart in the name of Jesus. We will bring many to salvation. There will be joy, justice in this city in the name of Jesus. Everything they do will bring glory to your name. Lord, at the end of this meeting, we have every cause to glorify your name. Thank you, everlasting Father. We bless you, Lord. For in Jesus' mighty and precious name we have prayed.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Pastor. Mr. Muhammad, Mayor's Office of Community Affairs presentation.
Yes, sir. Good evening again, Mayor and City Council. On your seats at your desk, you have cupcakes from Molly's Cupcake, woman-owned business at Fox Valley Mall, celebrating today, February 11th, 168 years ago on this date, Aurora became an organized city. February 11th, 1857. You know, the McCarty brothers came here in 1834. When the post office was established in 1837, officially designating us as Aurora, we became a city 188 years ago. There was an East Aurora that was incorporated in 1845, and there was the West Aurora, two different cities incorporated in 1854. And then 3 years later, they joined forces, and on today, again, 168 years ago, February 11th, those two cities became one beautiful city that we know as Aurora, Illinois. So happy birthday, Aurora.
Happy birthday, Aurora. And it sounds like, based on your recount of when those cities became incorporated, the Tomcats were here first.
That's right. Say that again, man. That's right.
Tell the Blackhawks in the room, we appreciate you, but Tomcats.
Alderman Tolliver, you're not smiling over there. What's wrong? We're happy that we're one united city, one Aurora. Also in February, of course, it's Black History Month. And we are joined today by one of our newer churches in Aurora. I'm going to ask Mayor Irvin to please come down. The Redeemed Christian Church of God, King's Court on East Avenue, primarily African immigrants. that have come to Aurora and call Aurora home. Powerful pastors that we have, and Pastors Ajinga and Pastor Buki, husband and wife team. They invited the mayor there a bit ago. You see pictures on the screen for the mayor's talk with African immigrants of Aurora. A thriving population, a growing population, and we're so honored today to have Pastor Buki Ajiboye with us. Please come down. Thank you so much, Pastor. And Mayor, if you can just share a bit about your experience with it.
I had the opportunity to visit Pastor Ojiboye's church not long ago, and I can tell you it was a very welcoming experience. I felt like I was home. I felt like it was family. As a matter of fact, after church, they blessed me with African cuisine that, that can I say was delicious, a little bit spicy. But when my tongue cooled down, I realized it tasted good. So I want to thank you very much for inviting me out to break bread with you and to worship with you, and how open and gracious you and all your congregation was. And I'd like to give you this certificate of appreciation from Mayor Richard C. Irvin and the Aurora City Council. We sincerely thank Pastor Buki Ajiboye for your serving our community, helping to build Aurora together, and for selflessly giving of your time to lead the invocation at the Aurora City Council meeting on Tuesday, February 11, 2025. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you so much, Pastor Buki. We talk about Black history. It's more than just African Americans, but Africans in America as well. Before we ask Pastor Buki to share a few words, we also want to acknowledge today Abigail Duor, who is a community organizer, and she really found it upon herself to help bring the immigrants from Africa and Haiti and the Caribbean together here in Aurora. A great voice that is an emerging leader here in Aurora. Big round of applause for Abigail Duor, community organizer.
So the way I was introduced to this church was through Abigail. We were at a community event in Alderman Bade's ward, and it was last fall. And she pulled me aside and said, you know, I've got a bone to pick with you. She said, you are not really giving attention and helping the African community. And I looked like, well, wait a minute, look at me. I think I'm African American. She says, no, the African community that have immigrated from Africa. And I said, wow, I didn't realize we had a large population in the city of Aurora and a church. She said, we do. Would you like to speak with my pastor? She dialed her up right then and there, put her on the phone. The pastor was like, oh my gosh, you're talking to the mayor. And I says, I want to come to your church as soon as I possibly can. The next couple Sundays, we made a date for me to go to the church, and that was the wonderful meeting that you see on the screen there. So thank you very much, Abigail, for introducing me to a new community in Aurora that I didn't realize was here. Now, when I say new, you've been here for 20 years, right? Right. So I wasn't aware, but now that I am, I'll come back time and time again. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
So this Mayor's Award of Excellence is an honor presented to Abigail Duor for your organizing efforts to connect Aurora's immigrant African community with the city government, community services, and each other to strengthen cultural connections for the future. Thank you very much for everything you do.
Oh, beautiful. And Pastor Buki, Abigail, if you have any brief comments.
Thank you so much. You want to hold this for me? Wow. Thank you for this honor. I don't take it lightly. Thank you so much. And I want to say I came to Aurora 19 years ago. In fact, I have all my kids in Rush Copley here. So I've been in Aurora for almost 20 years. And I want to say the good thing I've enjoyed in Aurora. I went to Aurora University. For you to know, it looked like I'm born and bred in Aurora. So I started here with $6 an hour in JCPenney. Myself and my husband, when we came in 2006, we started working in JCPenney. And from there, we made up our mind we want to make our life better. So we went to Aurora University. We are both nurses. He went to Aurora University. I went to Aurora University, went to Wabonsi Community College. For you to know, we are still in Aurora. All right, so why am I saying all this? So getting to start a church in Aurora was a little bit very difficult at the beginning, but as time goes on, one thing I see in life is, number one thing about life is God. And that has been working for us. And you can see I'm still in my African attire. My sister is here with my with African attire. And one thing I see, like God has helped us in Aurora, is that we are not where we were. We have been moving forward. And that is the spirit of the city. If you put God first in what you do, hard work, going back to school to study nursing is not very easy at all. I spent 6 years of my life juggling work, taking care of little kids, and today I can see how Aurora has been a blessing to me. So I want to thank the mayor of the city. I knew him through Abigail, just like he said, but you know, he's never been the same. He was so calm with us. He sat down with us. We took pictures. It was just like he was home. And I think he's from Nigeria. I can feel it. In fact, we already named him already. I will let you know his name very soon. All right, so I just want to say thank you, Mayor Arvin, for doing this for us, and we're going to do more of this. It was really impressive what we do, you know, because we are a lot of Africans, you know, she's from Liberia, I'm from Nigeria, she's from Nigeria, they are from Nigeria. He's a medical doctor, you know. We have a bunch of people, she's an engineer. You know, everybody's just juggling work with family to make sure everything goes right. And I want to thank God for the community we have. We have a bunch of nurses. We have a bunch of family that we take care of. We go out, you know, on evangelism. We give out diapers. We give out, we do medical outreaches. She's in charge of our children. We have, you know, during July 4th, we have a big whole carnival for the children. So we are excited to be part of this community. And I want to say, Mayor, this is just the beginning. We are going to do more together. I'm excited. This is starting like this, and we are going to do better. In Jesus' name. Thank you so much. I love you.
Celebrate Black History Month. We're going to do a group picture with everyone in the mayor. Come on down. Bring up the entire doctors, engineers, everyone. And Pastor, when you have the mayor's Nigerian name, please let us know. We want to publicize that. That's right. A round of applause for our African immigrant community as we celebrate Black History Month. February, Black History Month. It's the Incorporation Day of Aurora, and it's also Super Bowl time. And you know it's a big game on Sunday, and although there were a lot of stars on the field, there was certainly one star in the stands that we're so proud of here in Aurora. Let's take a look.
A local boy from Aurora and his family are going to the Super Bowl. Really excited to have with us Aaron Zwick and 13-year-old Aiden Zwick. Thank you all so much for being here with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
So first of all, Aiden, how excited are you to be going to the Super? You're not just going to the Super Bowl, you're going in style.
I'm really excited.
Yeah. I mean, what does this mean to you? Did you ever think this would happen?
I did not think this was going to happen.
No, okay. So, Mom, Aiden is a Make-A-Wish kid, so I want to talk to you about his health journey and what you all have endured over the years.
Sure. Yeah, Aiden, he was 7 days old, and he was very jaundiced. And so our pediatrician had labs, and those labs did not come back well. And they sent us to what was Children's Memorial at the time, and now it's Lurie's. And 7 weeks, they determined that he had biliary atresia. So his whole biliary tree was just not draining. So his liver was failing. They did a procedure called a Kasai to try to save the liver. And then, unfortunately, he never was able to clear the jaundice. And about 2 weeks before he was 2 years old, Aiden ended up having a liver transplant. My sister gave half her liver to save his life, but he's doing really well now. So we're really excited for his health to be to be stable. Every 12 hours, Aiden has to take medication so he doesn't go into rejection. He has to visit, yearly with Lurie's. He has labs very frequently, every couple of months. Keep on top of his health, and he eats well, and the exercise helps.
I mean, you've been through a lot, and this has to be a really special moment.
Yeah. I fell in love with the sport when I first played football, and my top bucket list was go to the Super Bowl.
Aiden's gonna go to the NFL honors. He's going to be at the Super Bowl, the parades. We get to tour the Superdome. It'll be really fun.
Hate to see you put you on the spot, but are you rooting for a particular team?
Eagles.
The Eagles. Well, Aaron and Aiden, we're so excited for you. Please don't forget about us when you come back, because you're going to have this VIP treatment. Don't forget about us little folks, but we're really excited for you. Shout out to Make-A-Wish, of course, and the NFL for making this all possible, and we can't wait to see the pictures.
Yay!
Plus today, the city of Aurora will honor a teen after a recent trip of a lifetime. How his passion for football and Make-A-Wish helped make it happen.
Well, today the Aurora City Council will honor a 13-year-old local athlete and Make-A-Wish recipient. This weekend, Aiden Zwick and his family were special guests at the Super Bowl, courtesy of Make-A-Wish Illinois. Aiden is a liver transplant recipient with a deep passion for the game of football. And this evening, he will share his experience at the Aurora City Council meeting. And he will also be honored for his resilience and his courage throughout his health journey.
Aurora, give a big round of applause to Aiden Zwick. Aiden and Aaron, come on down and join the mayor. Aiden, we're going to turn the mic over to you to share a bit about your experience before the mayor presents you with things there. Tell us about your journey this week.
It was really fun. It was beyond what I could think of. And we basically, first we went to Dave & Buster's, and we went to the arcade, played some games, met with the kids. And then after that, we had the honors, right?
We toured the Super Bowl.
Oh, the tour. And then we toured before anyone else saw the field, and we went to the locker room, went to places which regular people can't get to. And then after that, we went to the honors, and I met one of my favorite quarterbacks in the league, Josh Allen. And then after that, we watched the honors, and I was really happy he got MVP too. And then after that, we went shopping. We had
with Fanatics. Fanatics partners with Make-A-Wish, and they gave each of the 19 boys a significant amount of money, and they got to be with the players, some of the players, and they went shopping with them. So Jamar Gibbs.
We had Jamar Gibbs, and who was the other one?
Tristan Worth.
From Tampa Bay. And then I got a Saquon jersey and a Saquon signed hat. And now we had the parade, and we were in VIP sitting, and then we got like 20 pounds worth of beads. And that was just crazy.
We sat with Travis Kelce's mom. And then the game.
Was just insane. I was happy that the Eagles won by a lot. And it was just wild. Didn't think I was going to ever be there.
Do you want to give
Round of applause for Aiden Zwick. We have a presentation for them as well. 1 second.
So these are from the first ever, first host ever parade, Super Bowl parade, and we were VIPs with the mayor of New Orleans. Wow. And the lieutenant governor, and so we brought you some. We literally have 20 pounds of beads. I mean, I will never be able to go to another parade again because New Orleans parades are just something on a different level. And we literally, like, kids were coming out like their necks were just they were just their eyes. It's all much. So yeah, we brought you some. So good luck, because New Orleans did an amazing job from a city that had some issues. They did amazing. So we thought it would be good to bring Aurora some of these good luck beads.
Let's give it another round of applause. Aurora strong, making things happen here. No. I got one more thing for you. So I'd like to present this award to you, if you don't mind, because you make us so proud here in the city of Aurora. This is for the Excellence in Youth Leadership Award. It's presented to Aiden Zwick for being an amazing example of strength and resilience. You make us proud. Congratulations on having your wish to attend the Super Bowl granted. Let's give him a round of applause.
All right, we have more. There we go. To capture your memories at the Super Bowl together.
I'll put these beads right up here close to it.
But wait, there's more. And we wanted you to also know you're so special. Well, you have your own street sign here in Aurora now, Aiden Zwick Way. We want to do it the Aiden Zwick Way. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for young Aiden Zwick. He's an Aurora Christian Eagle football player watching the Philadelphia Eagles bring home the championship. He plays baseball, he plays basketball and football. He's on a full health journey recovery. We're going to keep on praying for him that his health stays intact. Another round of applause for Aiden Zwick, Aaron Zwick, the entire Zwick family. So proud of you, brother. So proud of you. And as the mayor takes his seat and releases everyone, we remind of a couple of dates that we have coming up here. On Friday at 11 a.m. right here in this room, we have the APD Community Policing Update, which will take a look at last year's crime stats. On Saturday, it's sadly the 6th anniversary of the Henry Pratt tragedy. So we will honor those victims with a rose laying ceremony Saturday at 11 a.m. And then next Saturday, the 22nd, we had a young, growing and thriving comedian, Kenny Flores, here in Aurora, who passed away, and it got national attention there. We will be doing his street dedication on the street he grew up in Aurora, and he represented Aurora so well as he went out to that Saturday, the 22nd at 1 p.m. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Well, Aiden and family, and I know other people here in church that are here for the presentations and to give us the invocation. We're about to start our regular portion of the meeting. And this isn't as exciting as what we just did. So we're going to give you an opportunity to file out because I'm sure Aiden has to get up and go to school tomorrow. All right, basketball. Whoa, be careful in the snow. And everyone be careful. I'll give you guys an opportunity to file out if anyone wants to leave. All right, the folks that are present here are the ones that would like to stay and participate in the whole meeting. Let's go on to the next portion of the agenda, mayoral appointments. Madam Clerk, you the first item under mayoral appointments.
240827, a resolution approving the reappointments of Ghasia Wajid, Shravani Vokarani, and Sharon Garcia to the Indian American Community Outreach Advisory Board.
So moved.
Second. A motion made by Alderman Smith, second by Alderman Franco. Are there any questions or discussions on this item?
Mr. Mayor?
Alderman Burrow.
Yeah, on these appointments here, I just had a general comment. One, I wanted to acknowledge that the aldermen were given this nice little booklet of boards and commissions, and it's very helpful. I just wanted to make a small little request if we could add the ward and city that these board members reside in, just so that we can help us to find, if we need to find people in our wards to fill some of these boards and commissions.
Absolutely. Who prepared that packet from the staff?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, do we have Ms. Voigt over there? Is she present? Did we prepare that? Did the mayor's office prepare that packet? For some reason, your microphone isn't working. Say that one more time.
It looks like a report generated from the site that manages our boards and commissions, so we can look and see if it's possible to add in the wards. That's no problem. And you said that wards and/or city.
Yeah, it would be very helpful.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Thank you very much. Any other questions or comments? There being none, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Alderman Barrero?
Yes.
Alderwoman Garza?
Yes.
Alderman Masiacos?
Yes.
Alderman Donnell?
Yes.
Alderman Franco?
Yes.
Alderman Seville?
Yes.
Alderman Tolliver?
Yes.
Alderwoman Smith?
Yes.
Alderman Bug?
Yes.
Alderwoman Bade?
Yes.
Alderman Lash?
Yes.
11 yes, 0 no.
All right. Motion carries. The resolution is approved. Do we have Ghasia, Shravani, or Sharon with us here in the room? If so, please stand up. Nobody's here. Let's give them a round of applause anyway. We definitely appreciate their service to our community. All right, let's go on to the next portion of the agenda. Madam Clerk, will you read the next item under mayoral appointments?
250042, a resolution authorizing the reappointment of Margaret Stokes and Josh Harris to the Bicycle, Pedestrian, and Transit Advisory Board.
So moved.
Second.
The motion made by Alderman Smith, seconded by Alderman Franco. Questions or discussions on this item? There being none, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Alderman Barrero?
Yes.
Alderwoman Garza?
Yes.
Alderman Masiacos?
Yes.
Alderman Donnell?
Yes.
Alderman Franco?
Yes.
Alderman Seville?
Yes.
Alderman Tolliver?
Yes.
Alderwoman Smith?
Yes.
Alderman Bug?
Yes.
Alderwoman Bade?
Yes.
Alderman Lash?
Yes.
11 yes, 0 no.
Motion carries. The resolution is approved. Is Margaret Stokes or Josh Harris in the room with us? So please stand. No, let's give them a round of applause for serving our community. Madam Clerk, read the next item.
250043, a resolution approving the reappointment of Meredith Lindgren to the city's Advisory Commission for Disabilities. So moved.
There's been a motion made by Alderman Smith, second by Alderman Franco. Any questions or discussions on this item? There being none, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Alderman Barrero?
Yes.
Alderwoman Garza?
Yes.
Alderman Masiacos?
Yes.
Alderman Donnell?
Yes.
Alderman Franco?
Yes.
Alderman Seville?
Yes.
Alderman Tolliver?
Yes.
Alderwoman Smith?
Yes.
Alderman Bug?
Yes.
Alderwoman Bade?
Yes.
Alderman Lash?
Yes.
11 yes, 0 no.
Motion carries. The resolution is approved. Ms. Meredith Lindgren in the room with us? No? Let's give her a round of applause for her service to the community. Madam Clerk, read the next item.
250055, a resolution authorizing the reappointment of Michael Peggies to the Innovation and Technology Advisory Commission. So moved.
Second.
There's a motion made by Alderman Smith, second by Alderman Franco. Or any questions or discussions on this item? There being none, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Alderman Barrero?
Yes.
Alderwoman Garza?
Yes.
Alderman Masiacos?
Yes.
Alderman Donnell?
Yes.
Alderman Franco?
Yes.
Alderman Seville?
Yes.
Alderman Tolliver?
Yes.
Alderwoman Smith?
Yes.
Alderman Bug?
Yes.
Alderwoman Bade?
Yes.
Alderman Lash?
Yes.
11 yes, 0 no.
Motion carries. Resolution is approved. I believe Michael Piggies was over there. If he's not, let's give him a round of applause for his service to the community. Madam Clerk, read the next item.
250057, a resolution authorizing the reappointment of 8 members to the Tree Board. So moved.
There's been a motion made by Alderman Franco, second by Alderman Smith. Are there any questions or discussions on this matter? There being none, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Alderman Barrero?
Yes.
Alderwoman Garza?
Yes.
Alderman Masiacos?
Yes.
Alderman Donnell?
Yes.
Alderman Franco?
Yes.
Alderman Seville?
Yes.
Alderman Tolliver?
Yes.
Alderwoman Smith?
Yes.
Alderman Bug?
Yes.
Alderwoman Bade?
Yes.
Alderman Lash?
Yes.
Alderman Donnell?
I'm one of those members, so I think maybe I'll just.
Abstain? All right.
All right. 10 yes, 0 no, 1 abstain.
All right, motion carries. Resolution is approved. Is anyone from the tree board present with us today? If so, please stand up and be recognized. Yeah, Bill. Bill's one of the 8. Let's give Bill Donnell a round of applause. All right, the most important of the 8, huh? You read the next item, Madam Clerk.
250067, a resolution approving the reappointment of Nelson Santos, William Kerwin, and Roderick Young to the Aurora Airport Advisory Board. So moved.
There's a
Second.
motion made by Alderman Smith, second by Alderman Franco. Any questions or discussion on this item? There being none, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Alderman Barrero?
Yes.
Alderwoman Garza?
Yes.
Alderman Masiacos?
Yes.
Alderman Donnell?
Yes.
Alderman Franco?
Yes.
Alderman Seville?
Yes.
Alderman Tolliver?
Yes.
Alderwoman Smith?
Yes.
Alderman Bug?
Yes.
Alderwoman Bade?
Yes.
Alderman Lash?
Yes.
11 yes, 0 no.
Motion carries. Resolution is approved. Do we have Nelson Santos, William Kerwin, or Roderick Young present with us today? They're not. Let's give them a round of applause for serving our community. All right, that concludes our appointments to boards.
We have Alderman Donnell and Alex Voigt.
Oh, Alex
Tree
Voigt.
board.
Oh, it's on the
Tree
tree
board
board?
member.
Tell you what, let's go take a
Come
picture.
on. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Another round of applause for our tree board members. All right, let's go on to the next section of the agenda, public comment. Madam Clerk, do we have any members wishing to offer public comment?
We do, Mr. Mayor.
All right, will you read the rules of public comment, please?
Pursuant to the Open Meetings Act, all persons shall be permitted an opportunity to address public officials under the rules established and recorded by the council. Under our rules, any person may address the city council for up to 3 minutes with a maximum of 30 minutes allotted for all public comment. No person other than the timekeeper or the chair, for the purpose of maintaining order, may interrupt a person recognized for public comment during his or her comments. Members of the city council shall not engage with nor respond to a speaker during the time set aside for public comment. Staff is directed to follow up with members of the public with respect to any concerns raised during public comment within the scope of the city's authority following the adjournment of this meeting.
Madam Clerk, call the first speaker wishing to offer public comment.
Beth Osmond.
Ms. Osmond, you have 3 minutes to speak, beginning now.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, City Council, for allowing me to address you. My name is Beth Osmond. I'm with the Youth Service Bureau of Illinois Valley. We are a child and family welfare organization serving 20 counties in northern Illinois, including Kane County, with an office here in Aurora. We have been doing this work as an organization, coming up on 50 years now, and we play an important role in the communities where we serve. Here, out of our Aurora office, we manage the care of 170 children in foster care and 40 families who are receiving services from our Intact Family Services group. That group is an amazing organization that works with families who have come to the attention of DCFS but have not risen to the level of needing to have their children removed from the home for their safety. So that group works with these families in order to build supports around the family in order to keep those children safe at home. And of course, for the children who are in foster care, who are not able to remain safely at home, we work with their foster parents, the courts, and the families themselves in order to achieve family reunification wherever that's possible. I wanted to bring our organization to the city's attention because we do important work here in Aurora and throughout northern Illinois. And the ways that we look for engagement within our community, primarily foster families, always need more care for children. There's always more children needing a safe and stable home while their parents work on reunification goals. We also need board members. We seek to have representation from throughout those 20 counties on our governing board. We are a 501c3 organization, and we have a volunteer board. If any of you or anyone you know is interested in helping out with that mission, please reach out to us. ysbiv.org is our website, and you can find more information there. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, call the next speaker.
Angela Collier.
It's fine. Ms. Collier, you have 3 minutes to speak, beginning now.
Angela Collier, Ward 1 resident, Mayor Irving, City Council. You all know that I'm a pastor in this city. And one of the things, when God gives me something for his people, I have to deliver that message. The message tonight is we must do things decent and in order. One of the things about me, I didn't vote for Mayor Irving because he was a black man. I did not. When I have faith in someone, I have to trust what you're telling me. We elect our officials. So when I see things over the news and when I see it in our city council, I expect you all to be the men and women of God that we elected. Everyone should respect everyone in their rightful places because the people in the city, we elected you and put you where you are. So today I'm asking you, don't embarrass us on national television. What I see, don't disrespect the mayor. He is our mayor. Respect everyone in their rightful places. Because you want respect, you first got to give it. If you get phone calls, return your phone calls. Do us the courtesy of doing that. I have been serving people in this city ever since the last 35 years. I don't even know the people that I serve. 20,000 pairs of socks and underwear we have put out in this community. Food. We serve everyone in this county. We don't turn people away. And I want to thank every alderman that has given and donated to my organization. And I want to thank Walmart on Kirk Road, which provides all of the donations that we give to these families. We keep a lot of these families from stealing and killing one another over food and shelter. The next project is called No More Excuses, because I'm not hearing none. I raised 5 kids in the city as a single mother, and I thank God for my husband, Fred. We've been married 17 years. I've been able to keep my license as a hairdresser and a chef, a licensed chef for 30 years. When I get ready to open up this children's salon, it's just to take the children out of these salons with these adult conversations. I'm asking you all tonight to do us the courtesy of be the council members that we elected. Respect one another. Tell somebody something tonight. Encourage them. Can you do that? Have a good night. Thank you.
Madam Clerk, call the next speaker.
Ricky Rogers.
Mr. Rogers, you have 3 minutes to speak beginning now.
Thank you. Good evening, City Council. My name is Ricky Rogers, Director for the African American Community Unity. We've been around for 25 years, working with at-risk youth, ages 7 to 18, giving them hope and aspirations to pursue the things they want to do in life, as far as careers, going into fields of interest, reaching their true potential. But what I'm here for today is because I'm disappointed in that we're not getting the funding that we should in order to operate. We're underfunded or not funded at all. Our mentorship program, we reach over 200 kids each year. Every first and third Saturday, we have over 50 kids in a program that get up out of the bed at 10 a.m. in the morning to come and prepare for life skills. We have always a life skill lesson for them, and we give them hope. And that's the most important thing, is you're hopeless to give you hope, so you can see your true potential. Another thing that we do is our job readiness program. We served over 30 kids last year as part of our job readiness program. Kids need to learn employability skills, they learn life skills, they learn everything that they need to do in order to become successful, not only in school, but also in a career. Every kid need to know that they may not go to college, but they can also do vocational training. So our program was underfunded this year. So it's gonna cut our program in, and we served 30 last year, so we're probably gonna serve about 5 this year because of the amount of funding that we got. And also, we were kicked out of the FEC building, the Financial Empowerment Center. That center was eventually, was prepared for not-for-profit as a hub, so we can come together and we don't have to worry about paying a whole lot of rent. It was very reasonable. And so now we were kicked out of that building. And so, but I do know that there is a Grand Boulevard Center on the east side of Aurora. It would be great for us to be able to occupy that facility and host our program out of it. And so if you can find a way to do that and make that happen, that'd be awesome, because our program is needed in the community. The parents love our program. We're very impactful. We're in at least 8 schools in the city of Aurora. And so our program is needed. So we need funds in order to do the work that we need to do. And being that the Quality of Life got more funds this year, and my disappointment was that if they got more funds, why were we underfunded or not funded at all? So I'm concerned about that. Now, we've gotten every award in the city of Aurora. We've been acknowledged as a mentoring model for the country, for not only Aurora, but for the country. So, but we're not getting the support that we need as an organization to function and be effective in the city of Aurora. And of course, we do make an impact. Kids are graduating high school. They were previously on the fail track. They're graduating high school. They're going to college. They're getting vocational, going off to vocational school. So we know that what we do is needed and it's effective. So we just need a little bit more love, and it's better for them to work a 9 to 5
Thank you, sir.
Than to do a 5 to 10.
Madam Clerk, call the next speaker.
Curtis Wilson.
Mr. Wilson, you have 3 minutes to speak, beginning now.
All right, thank you so much. Good evening to City Council, Mr. Mayor, actually, to the City Council and to the fellow residents of the city. I'm coming to you on behalf of the awesome City of Aurora Warming Center. We've done so much work with the city partnership and with the private partnerships of the community, with Hesed House, with AID. It's truly amazing. I'll be there tonight because we're open again. But what I'm coming for today is to simply present to you perhaps another opportunity for us to share as a community. The church has an old bathroom that really has not been in operation for years and years and years and years. And what we'd like to do is remove the toilet and the sink and then just have like a handheld shower so folks can do a quick shower before they go off to job interviews, just go out into the day. They're really good folks. I actually know most of them by name for first and last because I fill out the COT assignments every night and have been since the beginning. So I would appreciate again, I appreciate being able to present this to you. So what I did is this church has a Give Butter account, and I put a QR code here. I also have pictures because it's difficult to see what it looks like, and actually, folks haven't had a chance to maybe to see it. But the first picture is a picture of the male dorm, 20 cots. The second picture is a picture of the female dorm, about 7 cots. And then the last 2 are pictures of the overflow, the gymnasium, 15. And we've been at capacity 40 people some nights, particularly right before this last cold snap, and just really good folks, just looking for a place to stay. So again, I'm thankful to the city council, to the mayor, to your administration, to the fellow citizens for the money that's provided. We're looking for $5,000, hopefully to be raised in the next week or so that we can get this done. We already have contractors. We're excited about this. Just an opportunity for us to give as a community. I'm going to give personally. It's a 501c3, and when you give, there's a box here you can put comments as far as like what it's for, so bathroom or shower upgrade. I did bring enough for everyone. So again, the first picture is the male dorm, female dorm, and the overflow. And so I'll pass these to the officers, I believe, that normally pass these out around to the city council. So thank you for that. And I also have some for the community because you guys can get on board as well. So I'll have this in case you want to scan your QR code and definitely donate for the unhoused, for those who don't have a place to stay. And again, thank you so much for the partnership already. The administration, the mayor, the city council, thank you, and to the community that donates. We have meal trees where people come and bring meals. Alderman are giving snacks and chips and things, so appreciate that. So again, thank you so much, and just another way for us to partner together in a novel way with civic, faith-based, and community. And I'm right at time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, kind sir. Madam Clerk, call the next speaker.
Dan Heights.
Dan Heights. Mr. Heights, you have 3 minutes to speak beginning now.
Dan Heights, I'm a local developer. Downtown Aurora is looking good. It is livening with events, new businesses, and more faces. It is a shame, though, that this chamber still reeks of dead and dying ethics. As some of you might be aware, we recently settled our lawsuit against Aurora Downtown, concluding a 5-year fight. It revealed that Aurora Downtown's board of directors acted unethically during and after Aurora Downtown's 2017 election, including withholding and altering documents in response to my FOIA request. Had Aurora Downtown not agreed to this settlement, I believe the evidence would have ultimately shown Aurora Downtown, in coordination with their most powerful member, Old Second National Bank, conspired to forge Old Second's ballots to allow them to vote a second time, thereby justifying the original fraudulent election. If they and Aurora Downtown had forged documents to influence tax legislation, it would be a probable breach of federal and state laws and their fiduciary responsibilities as a city of Aurora. But they were not alone in this. Mayor Irving's office, through Chuck Nelson, helped to organize and participated in the fraudulent vote recount. And they, in coordination with Alderman Seville and Aurora Downtown members, they let loose a wave of lies, libel, and attacks to cover up the fraud. Alderman Seville should be removed as chair of Aurora's Finance Committee. His investigation of the initial accusations was incompetent and irresponsible. Seville only asked the perpetrators if they were responsible, not bothering to look at any incriminatory evidence. Then, barefoot of the whole of the evidence, prominently proclaimed his full support of Aurora Downtown and Old Second's seemingly fraudulent actions. Ever since he has acted in a manner to cover up these actions, Alderman Seville has lost his credibility and proven his incompetence. He has acted to the benefit of one of his special interests, and not to the public. Mayor Irving's office is even more culpable. As had been mentioned, Irving's office helped organize and participated in a seemingly fraudulent recount and was a major source of the resultant lies, libels, and attacks. Numerous demands were made to his office, to do a complete investigation, only to be downplayed and ignored. Through his proxies, Mayor Irvin has overseen and hampered the FOIA investigations of Aurora downtown and ignored all the evidence that arose from it. Mayor Irvin has condoned racism, false testimony to the city council, and possible criminal misconduct. Mayor Irvin has allowed his notoriously low ethical standards to infect the city. Appoint an outside prosecutor to do a thorough investigation of the events at Aurora downtown, especially actions of Old Second National Bank, Alderman Seville, and Mayor Irving. Stop the stench.
Madam Clerk, do you have additional speakers?
We do, Mr. Mayor.
Call the next speaker.
Joe Sanchez.
Joe Sanchez. Mr. Sanchez, you have 3 minutes to speak beginning now.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, City Council. I'm Joe Sanchez. I'm from Ward 3. I think most of you know me. I come to City Council meetings pretty often, and I just wanted to give a shout out really or some support for Adam Pauley, more specifically Adam Pauley for Aurora Township trustee. He's someone who embodies great personal values, but as well as a candidate. He is for open communication, increased transparency, and fairness. About fall of 2022, actually, I decided to have the courage to come to my first city council meeting. Back then, I only knew who my alderman was, and I knew who our mayor was. I didn't know anyone who was involved in the city. As an Aurora native, I moved back home after college and wanted to get involved because I love the city. And within a few minutes of walking in, it was a little scary. First meeting, it was a packed room that day, I remember, and Adam actually came up to me within the first few minutes and introduced himself to me. And he encouraged me to get involved. I told him, hey, I want to get involved, see what I can do for the city, give back to my community, because I care about it so much. And, he's actually one of the reasons why I decided to, seek appointment to the library board back in 2023 and why I'm seeking a full term now. And so I really wanted to give him some recognition and encourage all of you, to encourage others to get involved and as well to show support for him. So thank you.
Madam Clerk, call the next speaker.
Adam Pauley.
Mr. Pauley, you have 3 minutes to speak beginning now.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to start by thanking my brother in service, Joe Sanchez. I'm running for clerk, by the way, not trustee. Small difference. I was recently appointed to the King County Opioid Task Force. It was something that it took a lot of thinking about, actually, because of how viscerally personal that is. But we have jumped right into it. They are doing the naloxone at Copley Hospital and at the library. I was just down at the library looking at it today. They're doing some great work. There's going to be a meeting on Thursday at the township, their board meeting, at 4 o'clock, and it's going to be discussing the naloxone to ask the Kenneth Young Center to fulfill their contractual obligations, or they're going to go with somebody else, because they just haven't done what they said they were going to do. I'm also going to be meeting with Representative LaShawn K. Ford on House Bill 2929. Back in December, I think it was December, or maybe November of last year, I read the legislative findings section into the record here at City Council that is going to reintroduce those bills for harm reduction centers. We've got a lot of work that we're doing, and we're hoping that the city, it's in legal. We're waiting for it in legal now to get done. So at the transportation center. So hopefully next week I'll be or whenever that happens, hopefully next week, I'll be able to bring out the white roses so that we can celebrate the fact that we have done the harm reduction. And I have requested a copy of the MOU for my wall. So with that, I thank you, and I yield the balance of my time.
Madam Clerk, call the next speaker.
Sandy Schmidt.
Ms. Schmidt, you have 3 minutes to speak beginning now.
Hi, my name is Sandy Schmidt. I am a Ward 5 resident, precinct committee woman. When I come to the City Council, I'm representing myself and by extension, my family and friends and community. I believe in being civil in my speech and actions, whether I'm here in chambers, at ward meetings, community events, interacting with clerks at grocery stores and people on the phone. I will continue to investigate, research, and bring forward issues that I believe are important to the community. I pledge to do that while being respectful to the council, members, and myself. I pledge to approach people with the belief that we are all operating with good intentions and open communication. Life is a journey, and to that end, I pledge to give myself and others the grace to know that we won't always be perfect and might need to reset. I have always felt respected by the staff in this room, the technology people, the people even in the audience that I've interacted in other capacities, and the first responders. So thank you, I appreciate you all very much. Members of City Council, as I was writing this, I realized that I've never publicly thanked any of you actively in person. So today I want to thank you for actively listening to me when I speak, treating me with civility in and out of the chambers, picking up your phone when I have a concern, a chat at events, and sharing a genuine smile with me in the hallway. We are all in this journey together, and I truly thank you.
Madam Clerk, yep. Call the next speaker.
Edward Ash.
Mr. Ash, you have 3 minutes to speak beginning now.
Oh, that was nice of her. But I think I'm gonna be a little bit more real because I've gave you all the benefit of the doubt and it never did anything for me. So let's go. First of all, this is Black History Month. The meaning and the purpose to have a black mayor or also black council members and also black people on the council is so we can move forward in life, not move backwards. Unfortunately, Richard Irvin, you have tended as a slave master. You have done nothing for the black community, nor have you done anything for me, right? A black man in the community who you know has been spoken out and spoken to you for 4 years. I have spoken about the police. You have also given me a credibility here during COVID about trying to mend the police and the community together. But yet you and the Aurora police targeted me. You thought you were gonna get away with it. See, you are mischievous and you manipulate things. And what you thought you were gonna do is you thought you were gonna manipulate the situation and then everything was gonna be okay because I was just one person. What I wanna let you know, right? Malcolm X was one person. Martin Luther King was one person. I'm one person. You're one coward, okay? Now, let's get this straight. You're supposed to be my brother. You're supposed to be my brother. I had a problem in a situation. Never did I ask you to do not one thing for me, but you sold me out. You let this lady right here come and say that I threatened her life and she knows that is wrong. Now, this is about family like you got upset about the other day. So we're gonna keep it real, right? Now, let's just get back to you. You a sellout and you have committed a crime. Official misconduct. You can smile if you want to, and I know you have all the power behind you with Richard and Jamie Marshall, but y'all committing crimes. And all we need is somebody to come, like the man said, a special prosecutor, and then your butt will be in jail. And you will also be taken away from your position. You can look over there at them police, they know who I am, and they ain't gonna do nothing. Now, back to you. Let's get this straight. Now, how can you be a black mayor and black innocent men are coming to you, but yet you are out here giving everybody awards for things that they are doing, but yet you're looking away from the black community and a black leader in the community. But like all black leaders, right, are either killed, lied on, put in jail, right? What you keep looking over there? I got 43 seconds. So they're either killed, lied on, put in jail, or they also say something about their mental stability also, don't they? But I heard the woman that you bring over here 2 weeks ago say something about somebody was what was it? Present and clear danger to the community. Now, you as a coward lawyer should know what that means and how to go about that, right? But what you did is you decided to bring a woman up here to fight your battles, and you did the same thing. Both of you all are cowards, and both of you all think you are men, but you are not. You're supposed to be a black man, but what you've done is you've held the black community down by trying to put their black leaders in jail, and you're a coward.
Do you have any additional speakers, Madam Clerk?
We do not, Mr.
Let's
Mayor.
move on to the next portion of the agenda. All right, let's move on. Next, we will hear both the consent agenda and the direct to council consent agenda in full. Will the clerk now please read both agendas in full?
240855, a resolution establishing the maximum number of Class D downtown fringe on-site consumption liquor licenses and self-service endorsements unofficially related to the application from Rec House LLC at 100 South River Street in Ward 4. 250020, a resolution authorizing approval of the spring 2025 historic preservation grants and allowing the mayor to enter into historic preservation grant agreements and addendums. 250028, a resolution to approve an amendment to an agreement with Wesley United Methodist Church in the amount of $37,000. 250030, a resolution to approve the purchase of a 3-year renewal subscription of the e-premium platform from Event Approvals Incorporated, Vancouver, Canada, in the amount of $48,500 annually for a total award of $145,500. 250035, an ordinance approving a revision to the River Street Plaza plan description for property located at 100 South River Street, being at the southeast corner of River Street and Benton Street. 250059, a resolution authorizing the Director of Purchasing to enter into an agreement with Matrix Consulting Group in the amount not to exceed $141,080 for a staffing and strategic planning study for the Aurora Police Department. 250060, a resolution authorizing the 2025 ward neighborhood cleanup and shred events in all wards in the city of Aurora. 250070, a resolution establishing the maximum number of licenses for tattoo and body art establishments in accordance with Chapter 25, Article 6, tattoo and body art establishments. 250082, a resolution authorizing the Chief Financial Officer of the city to execute an agreement for ambulance billing services with EMS Management and Consultants. 250083, an ordinance reserving 2025 volume cap in connection with private activity, bond issues, and related matters. 250108, approval of the minutes of the Tuesday, January 28th, 2025 City Council meeting.
Second.
There's been a motion, motion by Alderman Smith, second by Alderman Garza. Before we entertain those, that motion and second, are there any questions or any motions to remove any items from either consent agenda? There being none, a motion and a second on the floor. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Alderman Barrero?
Yes.
Alderwoman Garza?
Yes.
Alderman Masiacos?
Yes.
Alderman Donnell?
Yes.
Alderman Franco?
Yes.
Alderman Seville?
Yes.
Alderman Tolliver?
Yes.
Alderwoman Smith?
Yes.
Alderman Bug?
Yes.
Alderwoman Bade? Yes. Alderman Lash?
Yes.
11 yes, 0 no.
Motion carries. The consent agenda and the direct to council consent agenda are both approved. Let's go on to unfinished business. Madam Clerk, will you read the first item under unfinished business?
250090, a resolution authorizing a redevelopment agreement between the City of Aurora and JH Real Estate Partners for the redevelopment of the property located at 2 South Broadway, commonly known as the Aurora National Bank Building.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
There has been a motion by, was that Alderman Smith, second by Alderman Franco. Any questions or discussion on this item? There being none, Madam Clerk. I'm sorry, Alderman.
Mr. Mayor, I just
Alderman
want to
Burrell.
make a quick comment on these next three here. They're all related with respect to the use of micro TIFs. I just wanted to, first of all, wanted to say that these are very much appreciated projects. They're going to make a big impact in our downtown. I want to commend the staff and developers for making this happen. My issue is the shifting away from the revenue sharing model with the micro TIFs. And the reason I bring this up is because there's a change in the landscape with funding for school districts. You might have seen that the Department of Education is on the chopping block. That could really impact the funding of our schools. Also, the state is facing a deficit. So I just wanted to kind of bring this to light, and we might need to pivot in the future. So I'm not against the project. I want them to go forward, but I'm going to be a no vote just so that we keep this on top of mind. So in the future, we're thinking about this. Thank you.
Other questions or comments? There being none, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Mayor?
I'm sorry. Alderman
We're
Masiacos?
on item 250090, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, these developers do have a fair amount of projects in Aurora already, and it's understood that any developer who finds opportunity they will grab it. But this is about how we also oversee taxpayer money. So you have an income-producing building to some degree, and at the end of the day, that has a fair amount of investment. J&H has a fair amount of investments already in downtown. So I think it might be the right time for them to proceed forward with the project using measured strategy, growth strategy. Pardon me, growth strategy. Pardon my throat's a little sore day two. So moving forward. So I wish them all the success in the world. But I think they can get it done if they're also a little bit patient with themselves too. It's not always about investing with the zero. What would you call it, Mr. Debo? They're getting rid of they're reducing their development fee too. So investments for various reasons. So, but anyway, long story short, I will also be a no on this one.
Any other questions or comments? Yeah, let me just say that as we take this vote, recognize that the fact is these old buildings that have sat empty for decades and that are well over 100 years, many of them, it's going to take some extra TLC to get this job done. And although I can appreciate any alderman voting against any development we do using micro-TIFs or any incentives that we have here in the city of Aurora, I can guarantee you none of these aldermen, and not one, will have any suggestion on how to make it work, or then say, do better, we can do better. But they've never tried. They've never made any real suggestion, and they have no real plan. This is a real plan to develop a building here in the city of Aurora that will bring more residents downtown, that will help our downtown grow, that will help us flourish. This is one of the three that we'll talk about today that will lend success. Now, everybody gives credit to the excitement and the new energy in our downtown. Well, that didn't just happen magically. That happened because we put the investment in Aurora that we need. If we don't invest in ourselves, how do we expect others to invest in us? We've spent, these investors spend over tens of millions of dollars to rebuild something that has been falling in ruin and dilapidated for generations. This is the time for us to make a move. All these new restaurants you see in our downtown, it happened because we push the envelope. We push that ball. All the new residents you see in our downtown, it happened because we did this. We pushed the envelope. We pushed that ball. And it's not going to happen unless we force the issue. We could sit around waiting for the next couple decades, next couple generations for something to magically happen on its own, or we can take the bull by the horns, which is exactly what this administration is doing and what I think most of the aldermen agree on. Madam Clerk, call the roll. No.
Should be an opportunity for
Madam Clerk, call the roll. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Alderman Barrero?
No.
Alderwoman Garza?
Yes.
Alderman Masiacos?
No.
Alderman Donnell?
Yes.
Alderman Franco?
Yes.
Alderman Seville?
Yes.
Alderman Tolliver?
Yes.
Alderwoman Smith? Yes. Alderman Bug?
No.
Alderwoman Bade?
Yes.
Alderman Lash?
No.
7 yes, 4 no.
Motion carries. The resolution is approved. Congratulations, JH Real Estate Partners, for another great investment and redevelopment in the city of Aurora. Madam Clerk, will you read the next item?
250092, A resolution authorizing a redevelopment agreement between the City of Aurora and JH Real Estate Partners for the redevelopment of the property located at 62 South Broadway, commonly known as the Franz Building, and the vacant lot located at 66 South Broadway.
Second. There's been a motion by Alderman Smith, second by Alderman Franco. Any questions or discussion?
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
Alderman Smith.
Yes, I do need to say something here. And contrary to our third ward alderman, I appreciate JH Partners and what the work that you guys have, that your organization, Development, has brought to our city. There's a lot of other cities around here. You could choose to take your money, your skill, what you can do to another municipality. But you have done such great things here in the city of Aurora, and you have a proven track record of being able to start a project and finish a project and make it successful. So what better place to put all of our eggs in one basket than to the people who have proven their success. So I thank you, J&H, and I support you guys 100%.
Alderman Lash.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just for Mr. Debo, I watched the Finance Committee meeting on this, and it's my understanding that the city currently owns this building. Just for an explanation for the council, when the city owns that, the tax base is zero. So if it were to enter into a TIF, there would be a zero base EAV. Is that correct?
Was it 5? That is correct.
However, please explain again what happens if there are children that are generated by that project.
Marty, I want you to come up to.
I did.
No,
watch
it's all right.
that
No, I
part
want
too.
you to explain.
No, but two things. And Marty, I want you to come up for the second part of that discussion. But just the assessed value, which is what the taxes would be based on, is extremely low in the Franz Building. You could argue, as we would argue, that the Franz Building is worth nothing. I believe the assessed value is about $100,000, and the taxes would be a couple of $1,000s. So whereas you're correct that because the city owns it, there is no taxes. Had we not owned it and it would be a third party, the taxes would probably be a couple of $1,000s a year.
And then talk about if there's kids, because any school district gets taxes, property taxes, to ensure that they can take care of the kids that in that school district. So talk about if this project generates kids, what happens?
So Marty, why don't you come up on the exact formula, but what we wanted to make sure here is that, and as you saw in the tape from last week, it's a pay-as-you-go TIF. So there's no money out of pocket on these deals. And however, and Marty will explain exactly how it works, but the concept is these buildings generally do not have school children. They're efficiencies, studios, one bedrooms, they don't. But if they do, we've made provisions for the school children. There'd be money to the school district for them. And Marty, explain how that works.
Thank you, David. Marty Lyons with the Mayor's Office of Economic Development. For this agreement, the developer is getting 100% of the tax increment, which is projected to be about $27,000 after it's developed, so going from zero up to that level. But we also provide.
And how much is this development going to be? How much money is it going to cost for them to redevelop this?
$5.5 million.
Okay. That they have to pay up front and just get pay as you go.
Correct.
Gotcha. Of their own money.
Of their own money.
Gotcha.
And in the packet does have a breakdown of the sources of funds. But to get to your question specifically, if there's one child out of the 10 units in this development that is of school age, then they will give 10% of the tax increment back. We will not distribute it. And if there are 2 out of 10, there would be a 20% redistribution of the tax increment. And their current facility, the reason they're willing to go with this is that they have no school-age children in the Hobbs facility right now. And just one thing on all of the units, I did a count. We have a total of 4 2-bedrooms, and the rest are either 1-bedroom or studios of the 88 units across these 3 agenda items. So we have very small units, not conducive usually to families with school-age children.
And either Mr. Debo or Mr. Lyons, can you tell what the but-for test is when we talk about this particular development, this old building that sat empty for years?
The but-for test is usually referred to with TIFs, but it can be with any kind of development. But for an incentive, in this case, there would be no development, so there is no tax loss to taxing bodies, including the city's pension funds or other, the city also has a tax levy besides the schools. So there is no loss to anyone. There's only a gain that is going into the property. It's being reinvested in the property.
And Mr. Debo, just so everybody's clear, talk a little bit about the RFQ and how many people are running to Aurora to do this development based on the RFQ.
I was hoping somebody was going to ask. So what we did last March, and this gives you an idea of how long this occurred, we did a request for proposal, actually a request for qualification, and it's a little different because we just wanted to cast the widest net that we could. And we advertised this on the city websites and all over it. But aside from that, we did research and sent it to architects that were noted for their historic preservation, developers that were noted for their historic preservation, the American planning people that we sent to them, brokers. So we sent, and I think the package is included in your package. And we got over 200 people or companies that were sent to, over 200. But when you do that, you've got to do some work. And this goes, I think, to Alderman Smith's point. Somebody's got to take that and say, what am I going to do with this building? You can't just check a box and say, I'm interested, because we had plenty of people who said, I'm interested. But we insisted that they come up with a plan. What are you going to do? If we do take the time and work with you, so it's really been since, let's say, it took a couple of months to do that RFQ, and by the time we got the interest back and so on, it was like 3-4 months. And then from that period of time, we've been negotiating with the developer to try to come up with the optimum plan and so on. And of all the different people that said, maybe I'm interested, I could be interested, there were only precious few who said, I am interested, and I'm going to spend the money and the time to come up with a proposal that made some sense that we could then start negotiating from. And that made JH the clear winner.
Questions or discussion? Alderman Alderman Masiacos.
I'm sure our legal counsel will confirm that Robert's Rules of Orders were allowed to rebuttal. I would like to say something about this project as well. And it's great that you went out for an RFP, RFQ. I want to make sure we're not looking at this like we're living in some kind of a bubble. There is a project right now, very similar to this, 3-story in a Fox Valley town, similar old Main Street, doesn't have the investment, the community, that level that we have already in our downtown. Investment over there, they don't have River Edge tax credits, but they have a developer, an investor, who's putting in all the money because he believes in that downtown. Investment with all brand new utilities, all new upgrades, water service, brand new parking lot, and the city is giving them nothing. Yes, we invested here in this city. We've invested and we've supported investment. We've heard last week how we're coming out of that kind of period where we needed to push. And I think Aurora's also in a position where we don't need to push very hard anymore. We have investors, and that investor is from Aurora, in that town I'm talking to you about where that project's happening.
Love to talk to you more about that.
But long story short,
Did that investor respond to the RFQ?
long story short,
No?
the question is, why aren't we getting the responses of people coming into our city to invest that have the money? Thank you.
Can I mean...
Go ahead, bro. That's an empty question, but go ahead.
I don't know if that's rhetorical, but for instance, the DAC people invested $13 million of their money into the city. So in this deal, and maybe we should have Harish come up and talk about your investment in this deal.
And Jay,
I think
you
it's
come up, both of
important.
you.
Jay and Harish, I think this is important.
You guys can stand at that microphone over there. You can split up. You can stand at each microphone. Go ahead. little bit about your upfront investment and how much money you're going to have to put in just to make a project like this work.
So from a personal equity perspective.
Pull the microphone up a little bit closer to you, brother.
For the France building, from a personal equity perspective, it's closer to $1 million. And for the bank building, it's closer to $3 million of our personal equity that'll be going in. And from, just to clarify, right, with respect to the incentives that Alderman Masiakos mentioned, from where we started, if you notice about all our projects, from where we started with the Hobbs building, which was about to crumble down, to right now, if you see what the incentives are, we've always gone lower, right? In this particular case, we have not taken any forgivable loans from the city. The only thing that we're asking in order to bridge the gap that we have from the overall project, because it's an old historic building, is the tax increment that we will be creating, right? And that's over a period of time, after which the city is going to be getting that. So if you notice from all our projects that we have completed, including the restaurants, it's progressively gone lower. And from our perspective, if the argument is we should not be even receiving the tax increment that we're in as an incentive that we are creating.
Say that one more time, that you are creating, but for you doing this, there would be no tax increment. There'd be no value.
Right, so.
You're creating it.
Then that's a message that we will take for our future projects. If that's the, I mean, I'm actually a little disappointed that I thought you were really a good supporter of us and what we're doing for downtown Aurora. So it's a little disappointing.
I am supportive of you and your efforts and your investments. But I'm also here, I'm a person who is also responsible for looking out for the taxpayers' interests and the funds that affect taxpayer money. Not city funds, taxpayer money.
Absolutely.
And it's about the dollars and cents.
That totally makes sense.
It's not personal.
No, totally agree. But this is since it's a TIF increment that we are creating, right? It's not additional tax dollars that we're asking from the city. Before it was a forgivable loan, that made sense. But since this is no additional money that we're asking from the city, it's the TIF increment that we are creating that we're asking for an incentive. Just wanted to clarify.
Go ahead, Jay.
I'd like to just say something. I'd like to thank the economic development team to actually to work with us to put this deal together, because the margins are so tight with the increased construction costs and such. And obviously the economies of scale work against us in this project because it's just 10 units. Without the TIF, literally the deal's dead, just because the equity that we're putting in, the return on investment is very negligible. Over a span of 20 years, it's probably around 4.5%, 5%, which is not a whole lot. And we have to actually meet our debt service requirements with our lenders as well. And without the TIF increment coming back to us, both those wouldn't happen.
Alderman Lash. Go ahead, Lash, then Seville.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just another quick question for Mr. Debo. You had mentioned that there were multiple responses to the RFPs on this one or on all of them?
This was just, we went out on this one separately, and we had people call, but the only one gave us the complete package. We insisted on knowing what you were going to do, how many units, financial projections, and so on. And the only one who took the time and spent the money on the architects and so on to do it was JH.
Okay, and I would just say, if you're looking at it from the other side, the other applicants, responders to that RFP, if I think that they look at a city council that consistently gives and awards these to the same contractors, the same handful of contractors, they might not take the application that seriously, thinking that they might not be getting it as well. So it's something that I think needs to be weighed into the equation. With respect to...
Can I respond to that?
Yes.
Because I have to say, the reason that we went out as wide as we did, and it wasn't perfunctory, because the way you say it makes it sound like it was perfunctory, and it really wasn't. We were looking for, just like DAC, to increase the different investors. But I will say, in a city that, this is not an easy city to get your arms around and to figure out. So the idea that a developer who has taken the risk and done Hobbs and suffered through you know, I'd love them to talk about the restaurant deals in terms of how much they thought it was going to cost versus how much they ended up costing. So people that have gone through that and suffered through that and said, you know something, I'm still willing to take a 4 and a 5% return. So in that sense, I'm not shocked. There's an alderman I don't think the alderman's on this days anymore, who said to me when we were approving some of the other deals, I wouldn't do this deal. I'm in real estate, and I wouldn't take a 4 or 5% return. But these guys will, because they're looking, you know, investors have different parameters. Some look at an internal rate of return, some look at cash-on-cash returns, some look at a long-term perspective. The only way these deals work, and this is for Alderman Masiacos as well, is a longer-term perspective. So you've got to want to hold this deal over a long period of time, because nobody's investing for 4 or 5% without a long-term perspective. So in that regard, when you look at it, the field might have started at 200, but yes, we would have loved to have seen 4 or 5 bona fide applicants, there's no question. But the fact that these applicants who spent the time, who understand Aurora, was not surprising to us.
Okay, and then I just want to respond to the, you know, the rising construction costs and so forth. I think everybody gets that, rising labor costs. But, you know, we're also have to represent the Aurora taxpayers who are also feeling the pain of inflation as well. And I think that that has to weigh into our decision, just so you understand my thought process on this. And then I guess finally, I do look at things like the bank building, where we are already indirectly subsidizing it by funding for apps, data, and so forth. I think we pay $37.50 a month to rent that space, if I'm correct. So it's indirectly funding the building or your mortgage or whatever.
Which, no, we're not receiving any funding for APS data or anything. So I don't know where you got that information from, but it's not accurate.
The STEAM Academy, sorry.
The STEAM Academy is only getting paid for the students, right, for their kits and for the instruction, not for the for the rents. Rents and everything operational is being assumed by me.
No, I think I read it. I think when I read that contract, it was $37.50.
Well, he's telling you what happened, brother, so you can disregard. Go ahead, Mike Seville.
No, I can answer that.
Go ahead.
$250 per student, right? $150 goes to the kit, and the $100 goes for the instruction. I think what you're referring to is the overall budget cost that we incur, which probably was $562,000 or $570,000, right? But the majority, in 100% of what we're getting from the city disbursement is for the kit and for the instruction, not for any operational. And I can show you any books that you would like to see to prove that.
Alderman Seville.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Since our last meeting, I was fortunate to receive some information as exactly when the Benbrough Hotel was demolished by the city, and that was in 1999. And the reason why the city took control of that building and to demolish it is because the owner was not maintaining the roof of the building. What a surprise back in those days, right? There's nothing going on economically in the downtown. And the roof developed holes and started leaking, and the city was concerned, thanks to Mr. Franz, who called us and told us that he has major concerns about the Benbrough Hotel literally falling into his building. And the city council chose to save the Franz building from that occurring. And so we went through the legal process at the time to acquire the building, to demolish it, and get it done safely so the Franz building would be saved, and Mr. Franz could continue his business. And now today we are faced with a situation with Mr. Franz is no longer in business, of course, and we have the opportunity to develop the building that we wanted to save in 1999. So I think this development makes good economic sense. I think JH Partnership has a history of success in our town. We know that, we've seen that, and it's been such a short period of time. I think JH has a lot of economic skin, if you will, into this redevelopment proposal, and it's the reason why TIFs are established and increments are established is to, but for philosophy, this development would not go through without incentives, period. And that's why the downtown looked so, the way it was for so long, is because even though we had an underlying TIF, there was an opportunity since the Paramount changed its plan with regard to its mission, attracting people and developers within our downtown. And most of the people that go to the Paramount are from out of town. We want out-of-town people coming to our downtown. This will fulfill its mission, I believe. So I think this is a good project, and I'm voting in favor of it.
Any other questions or comments? All right, well, I will close us out on this one and just say that, there's always going to be detractors. There's always going to be people that say, oh, we should do it another way, we should do it this way, we should do it that. But those people are untested. They have no ideas about, how to go forward or anything. I mean, we had an alderman, that clearly is a detractor that's been on the city council for 2 years and has brought 0 developers to the city. We've got an alderman that's been on city council for 12 years and has brought 0 developers to the city. Now, you talk about this developer from Aurora that goes to some other city and builds, but guess what? You had the opportunity, if you thought it was a good idea to bring that person here, you didn't. We are working with what we've got to redevelop our city. And over the last 8 years, we've done an amazing job redeveloping buildings that have sat empty for generations, for decades. And that goes without saying. And we want to continue that. These 100-year-old buildings that are part of our skyline, a part of our history, if we can save them, then let's save them. They're not worth anything now. As Harish pointed out, this is a value they're creating. It's called an increment, but it's really just value, a value they're creating. But for them creating the value, it doesn't exist. So there's nothing to take away from the school districts or any other taxing body because it does not exist. They create it, and they're just asking for a portion of what they create back to make the deal work. So let's disregard the noise and the silliness, and let's do what's right for the city of Aurora and all of our residents for the future. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Alderman Barrera?
Yes.
Alderwoman Garza?
Yes.
Alderman Masiacos?
No.
Alderman Donnell?
Yes.
Alderman Franco?
Yes.
Alderman Seville?
Yes.
Alderman Tolliver?
Yes.
Alderwoman Smith?
Yes.
Alderman Bug?
Yes.
Alderwoman Bade?
Yes.
Alderman Lash?
No.
9 yes, 2 no.
Motion carries. The resolution is approved. Congratulations, gentlemen, on yet another project in the city of Aurora. We look forward to your success. We got your back, and we'll make sure this works out. Madam Clerk, call the next item.
250093, a resolution authorizing a redevelopment agreement between the City of Aurora and Lofts on River LLC Barrera for the redevelopment of the property located at 251 South River Street.
Second.
There's been a motion made by Alderman Smith, seconded by, was that Alderman Tolliver? I'm sorry, Alderman Seville. All right. You got a little deep on me there, Alderman Seville.
Finance chair.
The new finance chair, right. Yeah, you got a promotion. Any questions or comments on this particular item?
Mr. Mayor.
Alderman Burrow.
I did have some ideas, and I did reach out to staff, but unfortunately, I didn't hear back from them. And I didn't want to belabor that here because I didn't think it would be fair to discuss this if the developers hadn't heard it for the first time. But I did have some ideas. So what it had to do with was
Developer, you want to step up, brother, in case you got a question for you?
What it had to do with is that there was some language in here regarding if there was a kid or 2 kids or 5 kids or 10 kids, depending on the project, the 10% or 20% would come back. What Ally was proposing was instead of using number of students, maybe using a period of time, 5 years or 10 years, 5 years 10%, 10 years 20%. Just to have it notwithstanding if they have students or not in the building. That was all I proposed. I didn't hear back. I'm not pushing it right now, but I did have an idea, and that's just something I wanted to share.
Marty Lyons with the Mayor's Office of Economic Development. I apologize, Alderman, that we didn't get back to you. The timing is fine for your suggestions because the tax increment district is not set yet. In this deal, this is the 251 South River. This has the funds coming to the city into the incentive fund to then pay debt service on the $2 million being a part of the upfront. So we have the flexibility to look at that. Our projection is that we will have just sufficient funds to make the transformation fund whole. But your point is taken, and we will work with you. Thank you.
Council.
Mr. Lyons, if I may, am I correct that the counterparty to the redevelopment agreement is the Barrera Organization, LLC?
Yes.
Okay. There's a Scrivener's error then, Mr. Mayor, in the cover resolution. The party that we're going to be entering the agreement with as reflected in the RDA is the Barrera Organization and not Lofts on the River.
So if somebody would be willing to make a friendly amendment to that effect.
There's been a motion, friendly amendment made by Alderman Smith, second by Alderman Seville. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, there we go.
Thank you, sir. That would have been my Scribner's error. Appreciate that.
Any other questions? Alderman Lash.
Sure. I know this building, somebody had already taken on the development of it and it had a wedding venue in there. How far along did they get in that process? Do we know how much money they've invested? And I have a third question on it as well.
The building was up and operational as a wedding venue. The owner no longer wanted to continue the venue as presented, so it put it up for sale. And,
Do we know how much money they invested in it?
I do not have that, but I can answer that as quickly as possible. Their sale price, as noted in the redevelopment agreement and cover memo, is $2.5 million. So we believe they're trying to get the investment back and maybe make a little profit, but not much. It's again, it's been a long 6 months more where the current developer has been negotiating with the current owner without a lot of luck. They're standing firm with their price because of the investment.
I just think we kind of need to look into that, how much they put in. How much did they buy it for? How much did they put in? It is because we're putting $2 million into it.
Yeah, I think
and if we're just, I understand that the dynamics, as I heard in the finance committee, is that the seller is motivated, and yet they're asking $2.5 million. If they put $2.5 million, I understand why they're trying to recover that. But if they only put $1 million in, then
we can get the response on that. As a point of comparison, we also did the same work on the Aurora Bank building to point out, because there is land costs in that development, building costs, if you will, and we did go through all of that to identify various costs, including redoing an entire elevator, the actual purchase price of the building. So it is something we look at completely, and it's certainly something that the developer, Mr. Barrera, is right here, and he might be able to answer it a little bit more. Please introduce yourself.
Yep. So Fernando Barrera, the developer. So to answer the question,
Pull your microphone up just a little bit. There you go.
So to answer your question, it was a little over $3 million.
That they put into it?
Correct. So
thank you.
They got tax credits, so they're basically trying to get their money back, their investment.
Was that all your questions, sir?
That's it. Thank you.
I'm sorry, the other question, Alderman Donnell.
Mr. Mayor, while I haven't been around as long as Alderman Seville, my wife and I moved to this town in 1984, and we're thrilled to have a downtown. We would drive downtown and try to eat downtown, try to play downtown, and it was in '84. It was kind of a difficult thing to do. So, speaking generally for these development agreements and other development agreements that we've done in the past, I'm very proud, and as many of you know, my time on the council is limited. But if there's one thing that I'm very proud of is what we've been able to accomplish in the downtown. Taking these old buildings, repurposing them. When I first was elected, I had somebody tell me you would just tear everything down and start over. Obviously, I don't think that would work, but what we're doing I think is great. And yes, I'm very proud of what we're doing and the work that we've done together as a mayor and a council to bring these buildings back and to really pump some life into downtown, and I will be voting yes.
Thanks. Any other questions or comments? There being none, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Alderman Barrera?
Yes.
Alderwoman Garza?
Yes.
Alderman Masiacos?
No.
Alderman Donnell?
Yes.
Alderman Franco?
Yes.
Alderman Seville?
Yes.
Alderman Tolliver?
Yes.
Alderwoman Smith?
Yes.
Alderman Bug?
Yes.
Alderwoman Bade?
Yes.
Alderman Lash?
No.
9 yes, 2 no.
Motion carries. The resolution is approved. Congratulations, young man, for the new development going on Aurora. Look forward to getting that thing started as soon as possible, working out a deal and getting some more folks living in our downtown. All right, let's go on to the next portion of the agenda. There is no new business. There are no reports to be had. Is there a motion to approve and pay the bills? There's been a motion made by Alderman Smith, second by Alderman Franco. Any question or discussion on the bills or any motion to remove any items?
Motion to adjourn.
There being none, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Alderman Barrera?
Yes.
Alderwoman Garza?
Yes.
Alderman Masiacos?
Yes.
Alderman Donnell?
Yes.
Alderman Franco?
Yes.
Alderman Seville?
Yes.
Alderman Tolliver?
Yes.
Alderwoman Smith?
Yes.
Alderman Bug?
Yes.
Alderwoman Bade?
Yes.
Alderman Lash?
Yes.
11 yes, 0 no.
Motion carries. Bills are approved. There has been a motion adjourned by Alderman Patty
Second.
Smith because she's ready to get the heck up out of here. Seconded by Alderman Lash. All right, this meeting is hereby adjourned.
All in favor?
What's that? Oh, I'm sorry. What, vote for what?
To adjourn.
No, we don't. Oh, well, all those in favor? I was ready to get the heck up out of here. Yeah, we.